We begin today's edition of the Morning Call in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has encountered a major crackdown on the judiciary on fake or corrupt judges. More than 200 judges have either been suspended or sacked over corrupt practices in their profession and for not having certified law degrees. Making the announcement on public television, DR Congo's Justice Minister Alexis Tambwe Mwamba said that President Joseph Kabila sanctioned the 256 individuals, according to media reports, for failing to fulfill the conditions to function as magistrates. According to the minister, the move is part of reforms to be made in the country's judiciary. However, this is not the first time judges in the country have been sacked. In 2009, President Kabila fired 96 judges accused of corruption.
Indeed, Lynette, this is not an isolated case, and this fight is far from over, according to Alexis Tambwe Mwamba. He has announced that he also intends to reform the national entrance examination for judges in order to make the conditions of recruitment much more strict. And I quote, "My objective is that within 8 to 10 years we'll have a new body of judges to whom the orphaned and widowed can approach with complete confidence." End of quote, he said.
C'est ce qu'a précisé donc le ministre de la Justice en RDC.
We are now joined by Omar Kavota, a human rights activist in DR Congo. He joins us from Goma. Thank you for joining us in the program, Omar Kavota. As a member of the civil society in the DRC, how have you welcomed the government's move to dismiss more than 200 judges accused of corruption or incompetence?
Nous nous réjouissons de cette décision.
We welcomed this decision to clean up the Congolese judicial system. Because you remember, it was not a month ago that the National Minister of Justice announced that black sheep would be expelled from the judiciary, given that some have fraudulently entered the profession. Some without degrees, some have never attended law school, others have never passed the recruitment tests or even passed this test as required by law to enter the profession. So we think it was worth doing the cleaning up, even though we realize it's a little too late.
Well, Mr. Kavota, questions are, however, being raised over the government's decision. Some even say that President Kabila's decision is motivated by political or electoral reasons. What do you have to say about that?
It's possible that in the end of his official term of office, the head of state may still try to leave traces of good governance, despite the fact that elections are being held between now and then. But it could also be that there's a concern to meet expectations of the people, because the judicial environment was finally almost dirty that we could try to sweep away within the judicial system. We believe that this move, regardless of the political or other motives that may be linked to it, the important thing is that it had to be done to try to bring people to trust justice. Because it is justice that elevates a nation.
But the million-dollar question everybody is asking in the country is, how did all these fake judges end up in the judiciary and quietly practicing their profession?
Alors, c'est ce qui est peu surprenant parce que
well, what is very surprising, because it's very clear that the ministry, in which the government has not been controlling, as we know, it was in fact this ministry that had to be irreproachable. It was this ministry that had to regulate society. So it can be observed that at a certain level there had been a lack of concern on part of the top leadership to regulate the situation in time. But since we say better late than never, we think that we should laud this move in future. And it's better not to be too late to clean up this judicial system properly, and at the end, so that the population is not victimized by those who have ascended unduly to the legal profession in order to abuse it in the end. Whereas the very salvation of this population must come from this judicial system, a judicial system that must be, as I said, irreproachable.
Comme je l'ai dit, irréprochable.